Hello, my name's Kenny, and I want to tell you how I became a follower of Christ. When I was growing up, I grew up in a Christian home, going to church every Sunday, more out of obligation than anything else, and tradition. We just all went there as a family. I can't say as growing up that we spent any time in the Bible. I don't even remember a Bible being around in the house or even ever reading one. But I heard the stories being at church of Jesus and Noah's Ark and Jonah and the whale, those kind of things, and God creating the heavens and the earth, those things. I knew about those things, and so I had an understanding about Jesus and Him dying on the cross. But that was it, just a mental assent to it, and kind of was aware of it. But really, it was not. Didn't matter whether I was going to church or not. Didn't care. I'd rather actually preferred not to be at church or go have anything to do with anything with the church or religion. And but the odd part is that thinking that way. If anybody would have asked me at that time if I was a Christian, I would say, yeah, I'm a Christian. I go to church. I thought I was a Christian just because of those things, those traditions. I was a part of that institution. But when I was 18, I joined the military, and I think at that point, by that point, I was growing up, I had an understanding of God as being somebody who was distant from me, who was not really connected to me, who really didn't really care about me, and really was not involved in my life. And I even saw him the only time he would be involved in my life if he was to come near was because he was gonna punish me or discipline me for anything I did wrong. So that was my understanding of God. Was a harsh God, a harsh kind of grandfatherly type. Like he would only be around just to punish me when I did wrong, and mete out that punishment to me. But at 18, I'm in the military, and I got into partying. The drinking age at the time was 18, so drinking with my fellow Air Force members that I was with and friends with, we partied, and then I did meet a Christian. Actually, one of my friends that I partied with became a follower of Christ and committed his life to Christ, and his life completely changed. And all he wanted to do was tell me about Jesus, and I'm like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to have anything involved with it. I'm already a Christian. I don't need that. I got it. I'm good. Just leave me alone. But he just kept telling me about Jesus, and he'd bring in these Bible tracts, and as he brought in the Bible tracts, I'm thinking okay, I'd sneaked him out because he'd talk about Jesus, and I'd get angry and I'd be against Jesus, against some of the things he was saying, but I'd take his Bible tracts and I'd go into the bathroom and read them because I was still intrigued. Something changes this guy, and I wanted to know. There's something still drawing me to Jesus, but I was really opposed to him talking about it. Thinking I'm already Christian. I'm good to go. I don't need what you got. And then I left the military, came back home here, and here in Massachusetts, and got a job here, and I was working, and after about a year, I got a job at the Air National Guard, and I was there working, and after a few weeks, a couple of guys I knew there, friends, were going at lunchtime. We're going into this office area, and I was like, "What are you guys doing? What's going on?" And they'd like, "Well, once a week we gather together. We're reading the Bible and trying to figure out who Jesus is." And for some reason, I'm like, "Can I join you?" And I went from with my friend in the military when I was active duty. I didn't want to have anything to do with it, and didn't want to hear or being around him or exploring it anymore because I've already was a Christian. But here, after a year away from it, something in me was wanting to know. So I ended up going and joining these guys at lunchtime and reading. And once I opened that Bible, boom, Jesus jumped out of the pages. He was alive. He was real. He was close. He was near. Seeing how he treated people, seeing how he cared for people, and just reading the gospel kind of just blew me away. This Jesus was real. Not just somebody died on the cross, not somebody that's distant, somebody doesn't know my life. But I started seeing him as really involved, and before I knew it, my life was changing, and I didn't realize it was changing, but others saw it, and they'd say to me, "Man, you changed, Kenny." And over a 6-7 month period of time or so, from like March, April of 1984 to like November, I was reading, and I just couldn't put the Bible down. And the more I read, the more I wanted to know more about Jesus. And then I asked a friend of mine I worked with at the time if he was going to church, and he said, "Yeah, I'm going to church. It's Friday night. You want to come with me?" And I said, "Yeah, but I'll join you." So I met with him at church, and it was the first time going to a church since I was growing up. And even in the military, I did go to the church tradition I was a part of, but I was really just going out of obligation. But here I was going; I was excited to be there, and also the place was packed with people that wanted to be there. They were joyful, glad. They were greeting me, and I was kind of blown away. This is different. And they started sharing. They played some music, and it really caught my heart, singing the Jesus songs that they loved him. And then all of a sudden, the guy starts sharing this message about Christ and Christ dying for us, and sharing this message about what I had read about. And I'm like, yes, I understand all that, and I believe all that. And at the end of the message, they invited that anybody that really wanted to give their life to Christ, wanted to commit themselves to being a follower of Jesus, come on up. And I'm like, Jeff, I got to go up. That's the friend I went with. I'm like, I got to get up there. I really feel I got to do this. I have to commit my life to Christ. I have to go up there and join in this process. So I went up front there, and they led us in a prayer to commit our life to Christ. And I did. At that point, that's a significant turning point in my life. I mean, it was when I opened the Bible initially. And I really encourage you, if you can, pick up a Bible, start reading it. Read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John of the New Testament, as I did. And I just started seeing Jesus in a new light. He became so real and so alive. And in that church service I was there, it's like God came really close. He was somebody that was interested in my life. He was concerned about me enough that he loved me enough. He would send Jesus to die for me. And I understood that message really in those moments there. It was significant that I had to become a follower of Jesus. I had to become a Christian. Now, I use the word Christian, I use the word follower. I like follower more because I come to realize it's not a done deal. Man, I'm following Jesus. He's done everything necessary to have me forgiven and accepted by God. But at the same time, he's changing my life, and I'm continually being transformed, and he's helping me live this life in a way that I become more and more like him and enjoy the life he intended me to live here. And I would encourage you, spend some time in the Word. Pick up a Bible. Read a Bible. Go to a church. Connect to a church and connect to Jesus.